Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodities Report, and starting with the 10-year yields here, and we can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and we're looking for, I haven't quite made a high above here yet, so I'm just hopeful that we'll get one more push up here to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. This particular pattern here is kind of strong. It's got 5 waves here, and it's pushing up here. When I look at the 30 yields here, it's pulling back here, but I'm still need 1, 2, 3 ABC for 4. So I think we might even have another low come in first and then another push to the upside to finish this off. The interesting thing here though is that, you know, when going back to the 10 years here, we're looking at this as a wave 4 here. I could put wave 4 over here as an ABC pattern here, but the problem with that is that the 30-year yields they've had this move down here, but they haven't made a new low down here, so it's quite probable that we'll have this particular move here. The short end here at the yields are pushing up nicely here as well, but I'm just thinking, you know, maybe I can get a bigger correction here for these as well. Just coming back to the 10-year yields, I'm thinking this is still the A wave here, ABC for the B wave, and down for the C wave here. Will we make a new high? That's the question. Okay, so over to the US dollar. And this is a weekly chart here. It just shows the bigger picture. We're just normally looking at this little move down through here, but here we can see we've got 3, 4, 5 for the third, an A and a B and a C for the fourth, and up for the fifth here. We've got wave 1 coming down here, and we're looking for wave 2. Now wave 2, 50-60% retracement level is further up here. But the Australian dollar in reverse has got wave 2 already in place, practically here. So the US dollar yen, it's also moved down in 5 waves, and it's given us a nice ABC back up. It's still got a bit further to go. This is it here. So we've got the move down here, which is the same as the dollar here coming down here, right, as wave 1 here, and then we got this beautiful ABC pattern here. So we've got a little bit more to go up here. We'll probably hit these areas here at 144, 145, and then hopefully turn at that point. Is it possible to look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 going up here? Possibly, but it just doesn't quite make a lot of sense. But that said, let's just go to the weekly chart here, which I don't have labeled because, you know, I'm only just tracking this because of the what's the name here. So we could look at this here as wave 1, and ABC for wave 2 probably counts better as a triangle, but I can see the ABC in it, so I'm get a bit philosophical like that. So I can put, I need to take that from actually there. So it's possible to look at this move back down here as a wave 4 and then have a wave 5 moving up here. The stochastics has moved up quite a lot, you know, compared to the drop here. It's moved back above here, so this is where it starts to create a bit of divergence in that sort of space. So we'll just see how the wave structure here finishes at this point. So yeah, this may do something completely different at this point, yeah, otherwise an A and a B and a C wave up here, but rather sharp for a C wave, you know. Just coming back here for a moment. So what are the options here? Well, the options are to put wave 2 here and then look at putting wave 1 here and wave 2 here for this. That would be one option. And it is starting to look like this move that's come down here, right? That little move that's a bit hard to see it here, but this move coming down, it's starting to, you know, we can count it quite comfortably as an impulse wave to the downside. So it's quite possible that we'll get a little B wave in ABC pattern here and then move down at that point. Now, if that's the case, then then we're on our way, and we'll be looking at a larger third wave down here. It's also possible to put this wave 1 over here. We'll gather a larger 5 waves here and then put the wave 2 out of over here. Then it's not too far out of sync with the dollar yen at that point, and also not too far out of sync with the reverse of all of this for the Aussie dollar and a few other pairs as well. So it's a bit of a puzzle that I haven't solved, and when I can't solve something like this, then I just go into the intraday and I just keep working the intraday until I get a direction that we can surf, basically. That's it. So that's the issue at that point. But because we have 5 waves here, after a correction, we should get another 5 waves. I mean, the other option is that we could go back up here. You know, the dollar yen can make a new high, and we could look at this as 1 and 2 here and 3, 4, 5 coming up here. Now, obviously, that's going to put a lot of pressure on gold at that point, and those sorts of markets. And we're going to have a look at gold doing the same thing as well. We're going to have a look at gold being a wave 1 to the upside here where this is, and a wave 2 over here today. So we're going to look at a bigger picture. So yeah, that said, let's just cruise in and just check on things a little bit. So yeah, this is the daily chart here. We can put wave 1 here, we can put wave 2 here, we could put wave 2 over here, and we can put wave 2 over here that's just not finished yet up here. You know, this here does count quite nicely as an A and a B and a C wave here. So having it as you know, wave 1 here and 2 here works, or an A and a B and a C over here, who knows. But the interesting thing, because I didn't know, I was waiting to see what I get in here, and it appears that well, when I look at it here on the daily chart, it looks like an A wave here, a B wave here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and having a low in place and can go up. But when I count it on the intraday, it actually gives me 5 waves down. So we'll see. It will, as I mentioned yesterday, taking the tops here and the bottoms here, it's going to work itself into a corner. And if I'm patient enough and look at the detail in here, then we'll be able to pick it up pretty early in its adventure to the upside or to the downside at that point. And obviously, if it is to the downside, well, then we know where a lot of other commodities are going to end up, you know, on the bullish side, if this is going to move down in that case, you know. So let's just go in here a little bit further and work on this. So I think we're on the 2K at this point. So this is the little move down, and well, it's been going on for quite some time, since June, and I've got it as 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2, and then all of this here is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. It doesn't count that well in here, but I'll just stay with it for a moment. And then ABC for 4, and then down for 5 of 3, and then we waited for 4, and then we got 5, and then we got 5 waves down here. Now this little move here, I've only got 3 waves up here. This kind of counts here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. So I could kind of put it as a little A, B, and C here. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and also go wave 5 up here for this, and put this wave A over here, and a wave B here, and then a wave C over here for this. I mean, I could also put it here really as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here. We'll call the top in at that point. But it does look like a nice ABC pattern to this point. So as long as that low stays in here, we should see some upside. If that low is breached here, then yeah, then we've got a bit of an issue. So we're going to put the B wave here and the C wave over here for a moment. But yeah, just to let you know, that counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2 in here, 3, 4, 5 here. So it's really only 3 waves up at that point, which for wave 2, I'd really like to see 5 waves, 3 waves, and 5 waves, a zigzag ABC 5, 3, 5 structure. So anyway, that's where we are at the moment. So I just really, you know, we waited for wave 4, and then we got wave 5, and then we waited for it to got the turn and got it to push up. And so I still need to wait for all of this. And what I'd be waiting for here is, let's just assume for a moment that we get some sort of ABC up here, right? So then what I would want on the bearish side is I want to see 5 waves down here, somewhere, some reasonable distance. You know, there will be good support at 10.2 here. But if we get 5 waves here, then we can look to not only short this move here and in the 50-60% retracement level area over here as well, based on 5 waves here, we'll be able to go long in other markets at that point, such as the Australian dollar and so on. So yeah, I don't know, maybe the end of the week or something, towards the end of the week, we'll see how this sort of plays out here. I mean, this will take a session, this will take a session, this will take a session. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so maybe Friday we'll get that run on that. But anyway, that's everything I know, and they're the issues that I'm up against, and that's the puzzle. And all I've decided to do is just give it time. You know, the first thing to do was see if we get 3 waves down, 5 waves down here, and there's a pretty good case for that. So we'll see how that plays out. Could we look at this as an A and a B, and then 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5? It's possible, because it's not the best count in here. That's okay. As 1, 2, 3, 4, that's okay. 5 here. Then this one here is a little bit odd here, you know. Maybe I need to put this as 1 and 2 in here, and then 3, 4, 5 here. Or can I go some other way with this? Put the A wave here. Yeah, so it's a bit of a mystery in here. I mean, probably my best bet would be to go here for that. That would sort of solve the problem. But then I need to pull apart this here. I need to double check on this. So anyway, that needs a little issue that needs to be cleaned up, just to really clarify that impulse wave to the downside. But I'm quite happy with it at this stage. But let's see, we'll get some more information here. Okay, so that's that, and this is back to the yen here. So we're just going to go to where we are in this little area over here. So we're looking at an ABC pattern. I have to say the C wave is quite large. Normally wave C would be roughly the same as A here. So the yen is obviously pretty weak at this point. And so yeah, so this trend's okay too, you know, as 1 and 2 here. Bit of an issue in here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, you know, getting this 3rd wave here. And this doesn't really look like a 4th wave, you know, it's more like a 1 and 2 here. So there could be a bit of an issue in here. I mean, otherwise you'd have to count at 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 here, you know. And that could be possible if we're going to go, you know, much higher. But this does make a nice 4th wave here. And as I've mentioned many times, there's different ways to count this. But if we take wave E to here, that will leave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, not a very nice wave 4 and overlap there. So that's a bit of an issue. But otherwise, so anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2. Then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we're looking at that. But I can see straight away that we've got 3 waves here. So that means we're going to be going up. Here, you know, there may be a move like this first, but this looks like a consolidation here too. So it's probably up here, hit the top, and then have an ABC back here, and then push up at that point if you're looking at trading that. So so further upside there. So we need to look for another 5 waves that will take us up to 145 area. And we'll just keep waiting until we get that sort of turn there. But it's not. It hasn't really been helping me with the Dixie at all at this stage. So the euro dollar here, I've also been looking at this here as 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3rd, 4th here, and then the 5th wave here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I'm looking for an ABC pattern. If the Dixie is going to give me that ABC pattern, well, then it will reflect back over here. So the A, the B, and the C wave here. So that could play out. I do need to let you know, though, that this particular move here counts quite nicely as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I can actually get, just to let you know, we can actually put this here and get 3 waves down here already and have a low in place. Once again, just gives, you know, it's kind of the mirror image of what's going on with the Dixie, you know, so I can put that there and have that wave 2 sitting here. It's possible. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here we've got some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So as a 3-wave move, you know, that's okay like that, and that's a very typical wave 2, simple and sharp, you know. So anyway, we give it a session and we'll see where we are with it, and yeah. So the next one is the sterling here. It's been reminds me of a lazy pom down the beach. Summer coming in over there. Midsummer. Winter over here. Yeah, we still haven't got it. We've got the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave. I thought it was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yesterday we talked about going long above that top here, or getting a classic trading levels pattern on 1, 2, 7, 5. So we'll just stick to the same story at this stage. But is that low enough here? Did that drop low enough? Not quite, is it? So there might be still a bit more of a drop here to go. It's not quite, is it? Anyway, we could get, I mean, this is the way forward 1 lesser degree, so it could come here. But the point being is that in the meantime, if it pushes up through the 1275, then you start working out how you can go long at that point. And the other thing, we'll look about taking profit at 129. I don't think we need to do that now, because the distance of this here, the distribution of this here is the accumulation process of this, the squaring time and price. This is enough to get it like much higher at this point to get us to the 130, so we won't need that. But this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here, then an ABC pattern. So you've got to get out close to it. Don't have to get out on the nose, but because it'll be something like this, you know. Okay, so that's the sterling. And we come to the Aussie. So yesterday, I mean, we've got wave 2 here, and we've got wave 1 up here, and then we're waiting for this to come back. We had the A wave, the B wave, and then we had 1 and 2 here, and then we're going down for the 3rd wave here. And then we're looking for the 4th wave, which could be that little dude there, and we're looking for one more little move down here to go onto that 0.6650 level there, and it would be quite a nice place to when we can go long here, but I'm really sort of talking about this one here, because if we're going to go into a long-term trend, we don't want to be paying any CFD costs, you know, overnight financing costs and those sorts of things. Otherwise, trade the futures contract out of the CME on this. But yeah, the safe trade would be watching this. I mean, if it's an ETF here, then you can just buy that at that price. But basically, if you're trading leverage, we want to see an impulse wave to the upside, and then we want to see an ABC back again, and then we can go long above the B wave there if it gets triggered in. If, you know, because we don't know that just yet. This helps it. The market's got to prove to us that it's strong at that point. So if you want to hang on a bit, that's good too. And we come over to gold. So this is a weekly chart for US spot gold. And with this here, we can see the stochastics coming down, but it's also telling us that it's not ready yet either. Do you know what I mean? And even when it is ready, it can bounce along the bottom here. So it's kind of helpful. It's kind of swim between the flags, but the sharks don't see the flags, you know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah, I'm going to look at this different, because before we were looking at it with wave 1 up here and wave 2 over to here, and that works, but we're lifting it up here now. Now doing that, we've got wave 3 here with an A, B and C here for wave 4. So it'd be quite possible to bring wave 5 in over here. I don't think that's the case, and the reason I don't think that's the case is twofold. Is one, that the high is pretty insignificant, but it doesn't matter as long as you've got 5 waves there, but it is a thing. And the second thing is the accumulation process that came, in this wave 4 here, should take us much higher than where we are at the moment with this. So I don't think that's the case. So, but even so, so we've got to kind of leave that there. So it does mean that we can come down to the 1800 here. Now this will depend on US spot gold, on the US dollar, because they've kind of got the same turning dates. They're doing the same things in their own little way, So that's May, that's October. So that was the top of the US dollar at that point. The 26th was the top of the US dollar at that point. So they got the same sort of turning date. So this in here, we need to understand this a little bit. I'm starting to think that we might need to look at this here. There's 2 ways to look at it, basically. There's a little A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave here, and then moving up at that point. The other way to do this is basically to put wave 2 up under this low here. So you're probably not going to like me very much today on this issue, because I was hoping that we'd look for, gold setups and that. We still can, but I'm just looking at it slightly differently. So yeah, so all of this here, because this here, one way or another, is like a 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave here. This is complicated, so it's probably a 4th wave or a B wave, and then down for the wave A here. So I think it's something like that. I think we're going to get a bounce off the 19 here that can take us back up into the top run of that wave 4 area here, maybe if not even higher. The other way to count this is to put this here and to put this over to here somewhere, and next one across actually would probably be better, even to there, I guess, and then look for wave C in here and have this here. But it's a long way from being here, but so is the US dollar as well. So this once we resolve the US dollar, which will probably be Thursday, Friday, then we'll know a bit where we are with this a little bit better. But it does remind me of 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, whatever in here, and then down for 5. It reminds me of that. So yeah, so I think this could just open up a bit larger here, all of this here. So it's possible to have this in here. So in the meantime, for today anyway, it's probably going to drop down to 19 and have a bounce. Okay, so we can go to where we were. I think it was 100 ticks on this. We'll just check it out. And let me just, was it 100 ticks? Obviously not. Where was we on this one then? Oh, it's 20,000, wasn't it? Sorry. So with this one here, I've started to change it a little bit. So looking at this as blue 1, blue 2, blue 3 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for blue 3 here. Putting wave 4 here, and then 1, ABC for 2 here, then down for 1, back for 2, down for 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, 4th wave and 5th wave here. So that will give us wave A there, and then an ABC back up for the B wave, and then down for the C wave. That's what I'm thinking. Now, it is possible to have this low here, just below the 19 here, as the low. for wave 2. So that means we'll need to focus on this a little bit more over here, and we'll keep an eye on silver and GDX and those sort of things. I haven't changed GDX just yet, but it'll probably need to go through the same transformation as well, and the same with gold stocks as well. Now, I haven't looked at gold stocks for a while, so that will be on the menu shortly. So that's that. And with GDX here, I think we already started looking at this wave. Oh no, we talked about it, didn't we? We had the A, the B, and the C wave down to here with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and coming down for 5. So it will still come down here for this to finish off here for this. But yeah, does that make all of that just the A wave at that point? Anyway, we've got a bit of work to do with this here. So this may end up with just the A wave here and the B wave over here for this, and then down again at that point. We'll see. But it doesn't, not missing anything at the moment, because we still need to come down here. We don't need that. That's only going to get us into trouble. But so that's where that is. Silver was a little bit more sort of chirpy on the situation, because the good thing about silver is that you know, we already moved this wave 1 over here, and we had this as 1 down for 5 for the A wave, and the B wave pulling back up here, and then we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yesterday we were looking for a rally, and the day before we were looking for a rally. So we're getting those rallies here for wave 4. So hitting this number back here would be pretty good. Yeah, so anyway, we'll just see how that goes. I don't need to do anything at this point. And yeah, I mean, I could probably even no, because I've got to kind of do that. I'll just see if we could fit it all in, because it looked like we had wave 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave here, so that could go into here, you know. But it's a little bit small, so I don't think it's the right thing, and don't really have the impulse wave here as yet, so we'll just continue to look at it as a wave 4 at this particular point in time. But this does give us a bit more hope in having wave 1 with an A and a B and a C. So maybe gold is like that and GDX is like that. So we'll just continue to monitor it. We don't have to, there's nothing to do at the moment with any of this, so we'll just chill on this. And okay, over to the base metals. So this is XME here. So I don't know if I got the constituents in here. Yeah, just I mean, I don't know many of these guys because I'm from Australia. I haven't. I know the English and the Australian because of my mum's a POM, a £10 POM. And I've been over there, maybe lives in London for about 6-7 years, I think. Anyway, so this situation here is, I mean, I find this a bit of a shame, really. This little move here, you see how it takes out the top here? If that wasn't the case, I could put this over here and look at this as down for 1 here and ABC here for 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and have the low in here where we'd be done. We'd have that 5 waves here, you know, and then we'd be in a bullish mode here. But because it's just taken out the top there, and I do wonder about these things now and again, you know, so I'm aware of that situation. But if I have to put it here because of that high, then I'm left with 3 waves here. So if I'm left with 3 waves here, that means I'm going to get 3 waves over here, and then down again. So I can look at the whole thing as an A, B, C, D, and E over here, or the other side of this is going to have to be a W, ABC for the X, an ABC here for the A, and ABC here for the B. So an A and a B and a C wave to the downside here. So all of this becomes an A wave here, a B wave over here, and a C wave over here. So this is what, and we'd end up getting, oh sorry, what have I done here? It's not quite right. Oh yeah, that's right. No, I can't do that either. I have to WXY that as well. I have to WXY this situation. But anyway, we'll either have this low or this low. It'll reveal itself eventually. But yeah, so all I wanted to say, and I wanted to talk about the two corrective counts across here, because they'll affect many markets, not just these ones. They're all kind of, they're all chasing the same dollar in one way or another. But yeah, I do want to keep an eye on this little sort of misdemeanor over here for this situation, just in case this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I won't know until I get past the next 5 waves here, but this is corrective and it wants to push up. So anyway, I can tell you it's up, it's going up. And if you're going to go long on this, you'll need to be sitting on top of the 50, not underneath of it. If you were going to trade underneath to try to get a better price, well, then make sure that you're only doing like 25% of the trade, so you can handle it. You can handle any drop without panicking and pushing the button. Anyway, I just wanted to have a quick look at that. We do now and again, and yeah, I mean, this is BHP here, so it's this is 10,000 ticks and this is daily. Obviously BHP do a fair bit of volume, but they got the same kind of pattern here, the A, B, C, D and the E over here. Now I could put wave E here, or I could put I can just copy that, can I? Yeah, or I could put all of this as the A wave here, this is a B wave over here, and a C wave, copy this over here for this. So another leg down. It's this particular move to the upside here is kind of interesting. It does kind of count better as 3 waves to the upside rather than 5. I was hoping to sort of figure that out, see if we get 5, but it's kind of got 3 waves to the upside. But anyway, I'll just keep a little bit of an eye on it. Yeah, I'll sort of, if we had 5 waves here, we could be buying this back here, but it's just not the case at this point, I mean, this coming down here is coming down pretty fast. I understand that. So, but this can just be some little move down here and a move back again, and then, edging down at that point. So we don't know that just yet. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it just counts better as 3 waves. We'll see. Anyway, if it takes that top out, you can go long at that top. That's the trigger at that point. Okay, so that's something that's a little bit like FMG as well. Just while we're here, I know that's not an international situation, but he's making a name for himself on the international stage. Mr. Andrew Forrest, please step forward. So this could do the same thing here as well. So this is a weekly chart. We can look at this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here. That works. I could look at it as the A wave here, an A, B, and C wave up here, but I'm not really getting 5 waves down here. So that's quite good. So that also leaves this top here by the buy to go long on. And we could look at that as 1 and 2 at that point. It's either that or it just fades and we end up with an A wave here, a B wave up here, and then a C wave down here, or some sort of triangle pattern in line with, these other dudes here doing this. So push up and then down. So just had a quick look at those BHP and Rio at those points. Okay, over to the base metals. So just get a bit more data in here for this. So this is copper, and basically we're trying to figure out a 5 wave move up to here. It's a pretty scruffy sort of situation, and some of it's quite clear to me and some of it's not. So then I thought I'll wait for the ABC correction. So we got this sharp move down. I could probably count that as 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, a 4th wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like this is sort of here. It looks like it needs to have some sort of A wave and B wave here and C wave up to here and then down maybe. Anyway, I'll just give it a little bit of time. Let me have a look at the other one here, copper. Anyway, while we're here with soybeans, this is a weekly chart, by the way. I just thought it started to look quite good here. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, right? So we've got 5 waves up, then we've got the A wave, the B wave, and we've got this C wave down here with 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5. There's probably one more low here. So I'll try to remember to keep a bit of an eye on it. We'll watch this come down, and then we'll watch the impulse wave up, and we'll try to set up. So we kind of really want something like this again here. So this took a fair while here. It may not be as long as that, but we certainly want that first 5 waves up in the pullback here. So that's what we'll need over here for that. Okay, so we'll just keep a bit of an eye on that. I don't think I'm labeling it wave 1 because it's a bit small for wave 5, you know. So I think that's the best fit for that at the moment. But yeah, looking quite good. So I still wanted to find Lithium. Oh, let's find it here. So we're looking at probably staring at it. Oh, no wonder it's up here. Copper here, sorry. So what we're trying to work out with copper here is we're trying to work out, is that wave, this is a weekly just why we're here, is that wave 4 here, and is that wave 1 with wave 2 sitting here? And is that the first little 5 waves to the upside? That's what we're trying to figure out. That little move up here is this little 5 waves just here, you know. So we're trying to figure out, is that 5 waves? Do we have an ABC pattern here? Where is the B wave? Because we need to go long above the B wave eventually. So that's really what we're looking at in the bigger picture here. So it kind of looks good at this point, but I'm not completely sold on it. So that little move here, we're just going to go in there on the 15-minute chart. And we're going to check it out. Yeah, it's all of this in here that I'm unsure about. Does that go here? Does that go here? Does that leave us with this here? Is this the ABC pattern here? Anyway, I'll just keep watching it. I mean, I can look at that as 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I've got to put all that together. Anyway, I got a bit of it. I mean, it's not counting fantastic to the upside at this point, but we'll see. If we can start to see impulse waves over here or something, then we're kind of good to go. But if it sinks down here, then we're not. It's not so good to go at that point. Yeah. So we're not there yet with that, but continue to monitor that situation and look for a trade. Nickel, so yeah, nothing to do here. We'll just wait for the bounce off the 20,000, so that's all good. And iron ore, we've been looking a bit the same as copper actually in its move. So we've been looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, and then we're trying to figure out the ABC pattern here. Now I can put the A wave here and the B wave here. The 5 waves in here doesn't sit very well in here, so I'm not doing anything at the moment. I'll just watching it for a few days just to see sort of how it develops. That's the Chinese exchange. This will be the Singapore exchange. And the 5 waves up here are a little bit easier to track, but a bit hard to see on the intraday here. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here. So now we've got to kind of figure out the ABC pattern. So it's possible to look at this as the A, the B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and put that wave 2 there. That's probably doable. But I'd rather see a nice wave 1 up here a little bit further, and I've got to be careful that I don't get an A and a B and a C over here and a few other things. So it's, you know, when these things push up, you know, you see something like that and you could go for it, but you don't sort of miss much, because if the market's going to, you know, give us a wave 1 to the upside, it's going to be you know, that could be the 1 and 2 and the 3, 4, 5 here, and then the ABC comes back here. So, you know, we want to be over this side. We want that 5 waves to tell us that we're going up at that point. So we're not there yet, and it's a bit hard to read that. I mean, I can read some of, I mean, obviously that's, to me, that's very clear that that's 5 waves there, but I don't know if that's just the 3rd wave and this is the 4th and we have another 5th wave down here. I mean, I don't know just yet for this, but we're getting there. We've been talking about, you know, we talked about the top coming in, we talked about the turn, and we're watching and it's doing all the right things, and it's not mature yet, but it's certainly a teenager, and, you know, we know that's trouble. So we just continue to monitor the situation there as well. So that's iron ore. And then we come over to the energy section. So this is the oil fund, the United States oil fund. So we look at this in oil and gas, and it just gives us a bit of a cleaner picture. So the move off the bottom here is corrective. It's got 3 waves here. It's got 5 here and 5 here. It's corrective. So we could look at it as an ABC for the A wave. We can look at this as an ABC for the B wave. And we could put the C wave right here because we've got 5 waves here. Now, I don't know if we need to put the B wave there if that's the case, or we've got the B wave up here further where we look at these 5 waves of wave 1 here and 2 here, and then wave 3 up here, and wave 4, and then wave 5 up here, you know, something like this. So I don't know which is right yet, but if this low here is breached, then you can short it. This is the same for crude oil. Otherwise, we've just been watching the turn here. If we get 3, you know, if you can see it pushing up here, then we know where we are. You can get on it if you want. But when we get up here, then because this one here is in 3 waves, makes the whole thing corrective here. So this is why we're looking for the A, the B, and the C wave down here, or if not wave 1 and 2. But to call it wave 1 and 2 here, it's a pretty ugly wave 2, you know. So it's probably a B wave in that case, and then we'll make new lows down here. So this is the same for crude oil, exactly the same situation. So we've got 3 waves up here. We can look at this as an A and a B and a C over here. Not a very good C wave. We could probably do better than that. We could probably look at all this as a triangle too, as an A, B, C, D, and E over here. That's why we've got the little E wave here for the B wave here, because these 5 waves overlap anyway to a point. So once again, what we can do, I did count that, did I? Obviously. So you can go short below here. That's one thing. The next thing is that, well, do we look at all of this as 1 up here and 2 to here, and then 3, 4, and 5 at this point? This is what I don't know at this stage. But if you were going to go long, you'd definitely want the $70 as the support at that point. Okay, so this looks corrective here in 3 waves. Like, it's not 5 waves coming down here, unless that's the top here and some sort of thing. Could be 5 little waves here. Just check on another charting program. And then 1, yeah, it looks like 5 waves up there too. Looks like it wants to go higher. Looks like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, it looks like it wants to go higher. So we could probably put this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, but I wouldn't count anything. I wouldn't go long unless you had that as the closest largest number as the support. Okay, but we're in a corrective pattern. So I think that any upside would move up here, and then we'll see a move down at that point. It's hard to look at this as an impulse wave. You could probably go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C here. Yeah, it's a long shot. It's pretty heavy on the downside, this one. So anyway, that's where we are there. It kind of suit the mining side of things, and then in that turn will suit the dollar. So this is the United States Natural Gas Fund, like the oil fund. And what we've been doing here is just using this as a nice clean template for natural gas, and we could count wave 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. We're looking for wave 4. I thought that was 5 waves here, and still looks like 5 waves to me, but obviously what do I know? And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we had the 5 waves here, so you could go long above that if you wanted to. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're still looking for wave 5 to come up to here somewhere. So if you're trading gas, then, you know, coming up here somewhere, that's where you need to be getting out. Then what we've got to do, we've got to figure out is that a top of wave C and we come all the way down, or is it we just get some sort of ABC pattern across here and then we go up again at that point and we can look to go long. So we'll have a blind spot over here. We just have to wait and chill and see what occurs at that point. And we'll talk about that with natural gas outside the fund, but that just keeps a bit of an eye on it. So the 5 waves up here are simple as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going up for 5, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I don't know, that wave 4 might get uglier in there. And then wave 5. So you can see that's a 3rd wave. So we still need the 5th wave here. The 5th wave will be roughly the same size as wave 1, give or take a bit. But the same thing applies too. Once we get up here, right, then we just have to wait to see if we get a corrective pattern. And then we can go long again at that point, or we just keep working lower at that point. Because when we look at this in terms of the bigger picture here, there's a couple of ways to look at it. We're on the 50K, I think. So the different ways to look at it is that we've got from the top, we've got an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the C wave there. And that's a low, and then we can look to the upside. So we can go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and keep building to the upside. But these are the little 5 waves here. Once we get onto the other side over here, we could go long at that point. Otherwise, we need to look at this here as wave 4, which would be the A wave to here, or you could put the A wave to here too. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Still leave the B wave here. So an ABC for the wave 4 here. And then we come down at that point. So we've got to work out, once we get up here, are we coming down or are we going to be going up further? In both cases, of course, because we've had 5 waves here, we're going to see some type of ABC correction. So if you wanted to short it, you could short it on top of the 5th wave because it's quite clear. You know, that from this 1, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, then 1, 2, 3. So, you know, you can pretty much short it on the $3 mark, really, if you're, you know, just a small position if you wanted to, because there will be some movement down anyway, you know. So that's that, and that's the video, and thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.